Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba Ki Jai. What you all feel to do more Ripu Gita? Yes.
Vakshe Satchitparanandam Swabhavam Sarvada Sukham Sarvaveda Puranana Sarat Sarataram Swayam.
Ripu, I shall explain the existence, consciousness, supreme bliss, which is ever joy by its own virtue. It is by itself the core of the essence of all the Vedas and Puranas.
Na bhedam chadvayam dvandvam Na bhedam bhedavarjitam Idameva param brahma Jnanashayamanamayam.
There's an English transliteration also. There is no difference, duality, or pairs of opposite characters. No difference, and nothing devoid of differences. This alone is Supreme Brahman, afflictionless, unattainable by knowledge.
Na kvachinnata evaham Naksharam na paratparam Idameva param brahma Jnanashayamanamayam.
There is nowhere anything as this alone am I, nothing that is decayless, nothing beyond the beyond. This alone is Supreme Brahman, afflictionless, unattainable by knowledge.
Na bahirnantaram naham Na sankalpo na vigraha Idameva param brahma Jnanashayamanamayam.
There is no outside, no inside, no I, no will, or no form. This alone is Supreme Brahman, afflictionless and attainable by knowledge.
Na satyam cha parityajya Na vartanartha dushanam Idameva param brahma Jnanashayamanamayam.
There is no truth, none who has renounced, no accounts, no corruption of values. This alone is Supreme Brahman, afflictionless and attainable by knowledge.
Na guno gunivakyam va Na mano vritti nishchayaha Na japam na parichinnam Na vyapakam asatphalam.
There is no quality, no qualified statement, no mental certitude, no japa, no limitation, nothing pervading, and unreal fruits.
Na guru na cha shishyo va Na stiram na shubhashubham Naikarupam nanyarupam Na moksho na cha bandhakam.
There is no guru, no disciple, nothing fixed, nothing auspicious or inauspicious, nothing uniform or of different form, no liberation, and nothing that binds.
Aham padarthastadpadam va Indriyam vishayadikam Na sanshayam na tucham va Na nishchayam na vakritam.
There is no meaning for the word aham or the word that, no senses nor the objects, no doubt, nothing trifling, no certitude, nor anything made.
Na shantirupam advaitam Na chodhvam na cha nichakam Na lakshanam na dukkhangam Na sukham na cha chanchalam.
There is nothing of the form of peace, no non-duality, nothing above nor below, no trait, no sorrowful body, no pleasure, and nothing fickle.
Na shariram na lingam va Na karanam akaranam Na dukkham natikam naham Na gudham na param padam.
There is no body, no sign, nothing cause, neither cause nor the absence of cause, no sorrow, no conclusion, no I, nothing mysterious, and no transcendental state.
Na sanchitam cha nagami Na satyam cha tvamahakam Na jnanam na cha vijnanam Na mudho na cha vidyama.
There is no karma that is accumulated, nor that is yet to be realized, no truth, no you or I, no ignorance, no knowledge, no dunce, and no pandit.
Na nicham narakam nantam Na muktir na cha pavanam Na trishna na cha vidhyatvam Naham tattvam na devata.
There is no base hell, no conclusion, no liberation, and nothing purifying, no craving, no learning, no I, no knowledge, and no deity.
Na shubha shubha sanketaha Na mrityur na cha jivanam Na triptir na cha bhojyam va Na khandaikara sodvayam.
There is no sign of the auspicious or the inauspicious, no death, no life, no satisfaction, nothing enjoyable, no undivided unitary essence, and no non-duality.
Na sankalpam na prapancham Na jagarana rajakam Na kinchit samata doshaha Na tulyaganana brahmaha.
There is no will, no world, no wakefulness or sovereignty, not even a trifle of the defect of equality whatever, no delusion of counting the fourth state.
Na sarvam samalam nishtam Na nitirna cha pujanam Na prapancham na bahula Nanya bhashana sangamaha.
There is no all or impure, nothing adorable, no morality, no worship, no world, no plurality, no admixture of other sayings.
न सत्सङ्गमसत्सङ्गः न ब्रह्मण विचारणम् नाभ्यासं न च वक्ता च न स्नानं न च तीर्थकम्
There is no satsang or the lack of satsang, no Brahman, no inquiry, no practice, no speaker, no ablution, and no holy waters.
न पुण्यं न च वा पापम् न क्रियादोषकारणम् न चाध्यात्मं नाधिभूतम् न दैवतमसम्भवम्
There is no merit, nor there is sin, no actions causing defects, nothing related to the self, nothing related to the physical, nothing related to the divine.
न जन्ममरणे क्वापि जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तिकम् न भूलोकं न पातालम् न जयापजया जयौ
There is no birth nor death anywhere, no states of waking, dream, and sleep, no realm of the earth and of the netherworld, no victory or defeat.
न हीनं न च वा भीतिः न रतिर्न मृतिस्वरा अचिन्त्यं नापराध्यात्मा निगमागमविभ्रमः
There is no wretched, no fear, no sensuality, no quick death, nothing unthinkable, no one guilty, or the delusion of sacred Lord.
न सात्विकं राजसं च न तामसगुणाधिकम् न शैवं न च वेदान्तम् न साधं तन्न मानसम्
There is no quality such as the serene, or the active, or the excessive dullness, no Shaivism, no Vedanta, no sacred study, nor the related interest.
न बन्धो न च मोक्षो वा न वाक्यम् ऐक्यलक्षणम् न स्त्रीरूपं न पुंभावः न षण्डो न स्थिरः पदम्
There is no bondage, nor liberation either, no sentence, no characteristics of identity, no female form, no male form, no condition of being neither male nor female, no permanent state.
न भूषणं न दूषणम् न स्तोत्रं न स्तुतिर्न हि न लौकिकं वैदिकं न शास्त्रं न च शासनम्
There is no praise, no slander, no hymn, verily, no eulogy, nothing worldly, nothing pertaining to the Vedas, no scripture, nor any commandment.
न पानं न कृशं नीलं न मोदं न मदावदम् न भावनमभावो वा न कुलं नाम रूपकम्
There is no drinking, no emaciation, nothing of this, no joy, no arrogance or the absence of it, no mood or the lack of it, no caste or name, and no form.
नोत्कृष्टं च निकृष्टं च न श्रेयो श्रेय एव हि निर्मलत्वं मलोत्सर्गः न जीवो न मनोगमः
There is nothing outstanding, nothing base, no prosperity, nor verily the opposite of it, no blemishness or excretion, no individual soul or control of mind.
न शान्तिकलनानागम् न शान्तिर्न शमोदमः न क्रीडा न च भावाङ्गम् न विकारं न दोषकम्
There is no manifestation of peace, nothing attainable, no peace, no restraint of senses and mind, no sport, no part of existence, no transformation, and no defect.
न यत्किञ्चिन्न यत्राहम् न मायाख्या न मायिका यत्किञ्चिन्न च धर्मादि न धर्मपरिपीडनम्
There is nothing whatsoever in the least, nothing of the I anywhere, nothing of what is called Maya, nothing associated with Maya, no righteousness anywhere in the least, no persecution of Dharma.
न यौवनं न बाल्यं वा न जरामरणादिकम् न बन्धुर्न च वा बन्धुः न मित्रं न च सोदरः
There is no youth, no boyhood, no senility, no death, and such no relative, no one unrelated, no friend, and no brother.
नापि सर्वं न चाकिञ्चित् न विरिञ्चो न केशवः न शिवो नाष्टदिक्पालः न विश्वो न च तेजसः
There is no all, nothing in the least, no Brahma, no Keshava, no Vishnu, no Shiva, no guardians of the eight cardinal directions, no experiencer of the waking state or of the dream state.
न प्राज्ञो हि न तुल्यो वा न ब्रह्मक्षत्रविद्वरः इदमेव परं ब्रह्म ज्ञानामृतमनामयम्
There is no experiencer of deep sleep, nor the fourth state, no Brahman, no Kshatriya, or the highly learned. There is, this is indeed the supreme Brahman, the afflictionless nectar of knowledge.
न पुनर्भावि पश्चाद्वा न पुनर्भवसम्भवः न कालकलनानाहम् न सम्भाषणकारणम्
There is nothing that is reborn, nothing to manifest in future. There is no manifestation of the worldly life. There is no appearance of time, no I. There is no reason for dialogue.
न चोर्ध्वमन्तःकरणम् न च चिन्मात्रभाषणम् न ब्रह्माहमिति द्वैतम् न चिन्मात्रमिति द्वयम्
There is no above, no inner faculty, no talk of just consciousness, no duality that I am Brahman. There is no duality that I am Brahman, no duality that I am just consciousness.
नान्दकोशं न च प्राणः मनोमयमकोशकम् न विज्ञानमयः कोशः न चानन्दमयः पृथक्
There is no sheath of food, nor the sheaths of vital airs, or mind, or that which is not sheath, no sheath of intellect, no sheath of bliss, as separate.
न बोधरूपं बोध्यं वा बोधकं नात्र यद्भ्रमः न बाध्यं बाधकं मिथ्या त्रिपुटिज्ञाननिर्णयः
There is nothing of the form of instruction, nothing to be instructed, none to teach here. It is all illusory. There is none to be persecuted, none to persecute, being illusory. No conclusive knowledge based on the triads, knower, knowable, and knowledge. Right? I feel I can devote the rest of my Satsang life to chapter 26. It's good to chant also. Maybe some words will come to do a little bit of commentary on it, but
maybe it's irrelevant to that, we should just the shyness. There might be
little
some
sometimes it is shining.
like some kind of allowing fully a lot of light is seen, and if something becomes conscious, like how to put it, becomes conscious, like
of self-image in a way.
yes,
How will it be perceived?
I don't know, like something like to fully allow, like some shakiness as well. I don't know the best word I could use, like yeah, so
Take
I don't
an
even know if it is.
example of when, like in Satsang.
It's honestly, like right now, I felt like something just becoming light, like, not light in a heavy light,
Yeah.
light, and like there is probably something around it, like I don't know what exactly, but I felt this a few times, as though you could see it or somebody could see it, and like, I don't even know if it could be seen or not seen. I'm just saying like that there's like something around it, and like something just wants to hide, like not allowing it fully space to come. But it's seen that this light is within, it's not like anything special or anything. It's just there's something very conscious about it. And I felt it several times. And every time it comes like to share, then it's feel like it's just nothing. It's okay.
It's good that you share because I feel like for many of you have this mental construction about what is right, what is wrong, how should I kind of project myself, would something seem too arrogant, or would something seem too rude or something. Now, the openness or the allowing that we are speaking of is that which is empty of the holding back and allowing, is it? Empty of the duality of this. Like even it is not even to take the position. So I don't want to say necessarily that okay, you must allow. Is it? I'm just saying that neither of those. Like if we can make the term itself irrelevant in a way, it's a great forgetfulness in the sense of forgetting what these terms imply. Because using these terms, we seem to apply it to our experience and say, okay, am I closed or am I allowing? And either is a position in that way. So that allowing, the greater allowing which we are speaking of, the greater openness, is nothing to do with Vedanta. So, and yet in this play, it seems as if once we take on these positions, then something seems to replicate that position in the outward expression as well. So, but we don't have to bother about it. We don't have to bother about how that is expressing itself. So that's how we make a report about ourselves. Say, this is what's happening to me. I'm not allowing fully or I'm closing it. But I'm saying these the opposites. These the opposites make the term itself irrelevant. Like the idea that you could allow or you could be closed. If you were to forget about that, your motionless existence. Let's go a bit deeper in this one also actually, because I know it's a like when you have this notion that I am not fully open or I am not allowing fully. You have this notion that I am not, I should open up more, I should be more fully non-resistive or allowing. But as long as there's that sense of doing that, then you can, it can never be that fully. Is it? As long as there's a sense that there's a doership about it, that I can do it or not do it, like I'm doing the closing or the opening. You see, then the full opening that you are conceptualizing can never actually be your experience because you have the notion of this worship in some sense. But if you leave it, sense, don't become averse to it, but just leave the concept of it, leave the effort, leave the effort and non-effort, like leave the doership and non-doership about it. Leave the opposites is what I'm trying to convey. And I know language is not designed for what I'm trying to convey, so it seems like a bit of a struggle sometimes to use it. You see. But you have a sense of what I'm saying? Like as long as you have the idea that I must fully allow, you see, then that is not the full allowing anyway. You see, because your doership is still involved in that. The idea that there is a some separate entity who has the volition to be able to do that is still there, which is not the full allowing anyway. So if you can forget the pair of opposites, like allow or close or hold back, as a very beautiful today quote by Bhagavan. He said, there is no Advaita or Dvaita. Paraphrasing it. There is no Advaita or Advaita. There is no duality or non-duality. There is only the truth. I felt like it's very, very, very good. I like very much also in the review time of this phrase that no duality even of I am Brahman. You can say these kinds of things. You see, because even in the statement I am Brahman, see, Aham Brahma Asmi, Asi or Asmi, Asmi, Asmi. Even in that statement, there is a potential that I could not be. You see, if it is just naturally that we don't need to state anything at all. Even in the trying to state that, we are giving some credence to the possibility that an opposite could exist. That's why I have to affirm that I am wrong. Like we don't go around asserting I have a face, I have a nose. You see? So like I have a nose. Yeah. But if we did go around asserting that, that gives an openness to the possibility that I could not have a nose. You see? So in the same way, if we keep asserting something, it is almost giving into the play of duality again, not almost, but actually giving into the play of duality again, that there is a possibility that I could not. I have a mouth. Hey, I'm not saying that. Why? Because you say that to anyone, what will they say? Of course you do. I mean, is there a possibility that you couldn't? So when you assert that I am just consciousness, or I am the absolute, I am the, it is in that affirmation itself, which may be useful, of course, at some point, but the kind of satsang we are having now, even that assertion, uh, inbuilt into it is the possibility that you could actually be person, or you could actually be separate. So true non-duality cannot be that which is the opposite of non-duality, opposite of duality. It has to be outside the play of opposites. It is not opposed to anything at all. Yourself is not in opposition. That is why I've been repeating these things that what does it mean that Our self is not in opposition to anything at all. Therefore, in a sense, it is completely neutral. But no thought is ever neutral. The self is not neither asserting itself nor denying anything. But it is the version, the mental version of what is, the mental version of isness, which seems to be either this way or that. Actually, each of these verses are very, very beautiful because it's constructed in a very beautiful divine way. Because you could be talking about there is no lust, there is no anger, suddenly there is no guru, no disciple. Really? And it shows us that we have made this like staircase of meaning, like some more of a lower meaning, some concepts of higher meaning, but to mix it all up, you see? Like you could be talking about the most mundane thing, no baths. You see? Of course, in those days, the holy bath, the sacred bath was a big concept. But to say no baths, no Brahman, I like that very much because it's like, because all these terms are as meaningless as every other term. But we have made a gradation out of them. And the best of us have made them. I've made them over the years also. So, not that I'm the best. That's the quote for tomorrow. End up making these terminologies. So, it's very much possible to get caught up in this hierarchy of meaning in a way. And to presume that different terms have different levels of reality or unreality. So it's a beautiful composition, beautiful sharing. And more as every time we read it, I find that I can understand more and more why Bhagwan was constantly recommending it. There was one scripture that he was recommending. Because he leaves no room for us to stand on, for the ego to stand on. Not even in the best concepts, not in the worst concepts, and not in the duality of best and worst. Finding great joy in reading those concepts which are so directly pointing to that where the mind cannot go. So directly pointing to that where the mind cannot go. Because it is the scripture which says there is no scripture. Holy words, scripture. Also, I feel it's a bit relevant to speak about why these kind of scriptures were kept in secret. Kept in secret, like this is part of the Shiva Rahasyam. Shiva, Sri Shiva Rahasyam, which means the secret of Shiva, the secrets. Now, this is just one tiny, it doesn't look tiny, but this entire book, this entire scripture Gita is a tiny aspect of the Shiva Sutras, Shiva Rahasyam. And these were kept, even in the ashram, they were kept like in secret caves. Why? Because if you make concepts about these things, Right? Like there's no Brahman. If you make that into a concept itself, right? There is no God, there is no Brahman, there is no Guru, there is no disciple. If you create a conceptual framework out of this, then because these are very, very beautiful pointers to that wordless reality, it will take some special kind of words to come to shake you out of these concepts. Because you can take these positions, you can use these words also to make positions which are so then strong, okay, that it will take life has to bring some special events in a way to shake these up. And in our Indian history or stories, whatever you like to call it, there are many representations of these. Very learned, uh, scripturally learned uh, ones who then became so egoistic, spiritually egoistic, because they were holding on to these concepts which were meant to do the cleanup job. That itself, they erected a temple for in their minds. And then and that spiritual ego had to be shaken up. In one story, of course, even the Lord had to come down as an avatar to shake up this super spiritual ego. He was saying all the right things in a way, saying everything scriptural, but it was taken individualistically. So, so, so I do have a sense of, in a way, why this kind of knowledge is not for public consumption. But in satsang, I'm more and more feeling that there's a certain readiness, there's a certain openness for these kind of words to be shared. One thing that will help you, one tip that will help you always is anytime you find yourself becoming heavy about something, if you ever find yourself becoming heavy or stiff about anything, know that it is not true. It's time yourself become very like that, more than holding on to some concept. It is like for most of you, I can see in your eyes, there's just really something become lighter. A certain lightness of being is what you taste. You can find it very strange that all our concepts are being charmed. You see? You're being left with a, like Guruji may call it like the inner bath. You feel so fresh inside. Sometimes while the bath is going on and when the concepts are being shaken out of you, it might not always feel like a bath. It might feel like there's frustration, there's all these things. But as it leaves you, as this tyranny of the mind, there's this oppression of language, the oppression of actually trying to be right. You see, you're oppressing yourself by trying to be right. As this leaves you, you will find a lot of spaciousness in your very existence. So, isn't it strange that the only way we make ourselves suffer is in trying to be right? You see, it's strange. The only way we make ourselves suffer is in trying to be right. That's why that old thing, which is like, seems so tame. Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? It's a very, very strong pointer, actually. All our baggage of either our mental attempt, mental version of trying to be right. Yes, I feel like in the chat also we can be as quiet as this room. And I have to say that I'm at that point now that I'm not able to understand this, and whatever excuse you might have, I mean, might even have to block you because many reminders, many times, almost on a daily basis, you're being reminded to not disturb by constantly typing. That note, any questions or reports? Isn't it strange that saying that you only suffer when you try to be right?
Such a big resistance is coming.
Is there such a big resistance coming? And you believe it?
I just want to surrender it because
To surrender.
it's a big, this, it's bringing me so many.
What is the message of the resistance?
Resistance is to, like you're saying, like, the whole suffering is because you want to be right.
The resistance is saying that the resistance is saying that the suffering is because you want.
This is like shit. Saying that, no, I mean, I'm labeling it resistance, but when I hear those words, at some level, I know them. You see, then I know them to be true. It's real. Then it's again like, it's like quoting the whole Shastras and everything to disprove that statement. Like Bhagavad Gita, la, la, la. I mean, every possible and saying yes, but in this play you need this. Maybe in the ultimate reality, here this principle of being right and dharma is needed. It's just
So instead of calling it even resistance, like I also like to tell all of you, instead of saying it is coming, you can also say it is going. also that in a way we can say instead of it trying to prove that it is true, like the mind is always trying to prove that it is true, we can also say that it is coming up so that it can be shown to be false. Like I've been saying, are things here to go into the future or things here to go back to the past right now? Can't say, is it? Everything is based on the position or perspective we take about it. I've been quoting this Guruji's statement often that there is nothing in the world which has inherent meaning. It's only a question of our perspective. So all this knowledge of the Shastras are coming also because in chapter 26 it is said there are no Shastras or Vedas.
So it's using also that one. I mean, where when we were reading it and something is just being why it's hearing it is making it feel so light, and then it feels like then it's using that logic that oh, none of this exists, therefore right and wrong is not needed. But when it exists and you're in there, then you need the right and wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Tries to divine. Always tries to divine. Depending on this point, I heard that both, like Shankara has talked about the absolute truth and the behavioral truth in a way. But Dogen has talked about both of these. But both have ultimately said that both are one. It means fine. That even to say ultimately is not finally true.
Can it be like when it says it's not duality or non-duality?
Yes.
It's not gunas or non-gunas.
Yes.
So in that sense, anything, good, bad, ugly, whatever may manifest, it's just it, it doesn't have a reality to it in the sense that I need it to be right or wrong, that take a position, but it can just like come or go, or it come. I mean, like appear or not appear or disappear or whatever. So I mean that what it's pointing to is not found of found or even not found. I'm just struggling to.
That's good. Because I don't understand anything else.
I know, I'm not getting it.
But that's not a bad thing.
You know, it's like why are you struggling so much with you can just
Is it? But even that can't be true. Because everything is position making.
yeah. No, it's removing. It's like taking away every
Like even
position.
the idea that why I struggle with all of this when I can just be.
Yeah.
How many of us have tried to just be? Has it happened? Like you've heard this for how many years? It's like till this cleanup job doesn't happen of even this position of trying to just be. The way like Guruji says, the minute you try to be natural, the naturalness is gone. We try to just be. I keep my attention on my sense of being. Because that doesn't seem like just being, it seems like work. So that position of like, I'm just being, something relaxes out of that. This is an important point to make because sometimes the words of satsang, the words of scripture, like can be very frustrating. And then we can take on this position that I don't need any of this, I'm just going to be. Hey, take this down, I know the truth, I just have to be. Hey, but in that position itself, your bondage is already guaranteed in a way. Almost in a way how we started the conversation. I have to open fully. In the have to itself, your fullness is gone. So she says, well, then what to do? Nice way of saying it is to, if you feel like you can do something, give yourself this gift, one moment of motionless existence. One moment of not defining yourself based on anything at all. Leave yourself undefined. Because even sometimes when I point like this, you can have that taste of just like this. But then if you judge that, even that, then you have the taste of something else. Right? If you're speaking to someone, something's happening, even see, I left that. It's not true. It's not. It's not about this outer expression.
It's one moment of nothingness existence. That is, it's just to be.
Yeah, in a way, yes. But empty of the notion of trying to just be.
Yeah.
Empty of the desire, empty of the intent, even of that. But you're right.
And empty of the thought that am I notionless?
Exactly.
Because that's like, okay, so what is?
The other answer could have been nothing. Okay? But that nothing also. Can you do nothing? Because it is, how to say this? It is just that the concept of doership itself does not apply to you actually. So as long as you have the idea of I doer, see, or I not doer, see, then we are getting into the trap of a limited concept about ourselves. So uh, if I say do nothing, you do nothing in show me. You can't blink, you can't breathe. You see, this realm of activity. It is just taken some part of this realm and we make a report about ourselves based on the activity in that aspect of that realm. See? And then we get into that thing. Okay, so what should that aspect of the realm, how should that exhibit itself? Should you take 5 deep breaths? Or anything. Or should you just like that? This kind of thing. But in that also is inherent the untruth about what you are. Say,
It's probably necessary what you're saying, but like right now I'm just reading, when you write it difficult, all you make mistakes. After starting to read, then mind like so strongly it starts saying, okay, you're making mistakes. See, they are singing so beautifully, your clarity and it's right. Like so many, whatever. And it's just in a way of this like activity. It was like really just to, just in a way step back and see and like, you're trying to be anything. Like then the notion, okay, but in a way it's a helpful notion. It was like when it came, it's like, okay, but if it's not meant to be, not to stop reading in a way. Meant to just see, like to come back and try to read again and then it was what it was. But to see that all of this, it's like so unnecessary in a way, like this comes and with like, it's like, what you're saying.
sense of what you're saying in a way. Something is coming up to share about it. Maybe I can connect the dots. Might not be so straightforward. Sometimes that couple of times I've done live translation of Guruji. And it is not the translation where if it's like Russian Satsang, then the Russian translator sitting next to you, the Guruji will say something, then the Russian will say. You also done French and many of you translation. But when it's live, if you have the sense that you are doing, then you're free. Because it's live. You have no time to come into any position. So as he's speaking, then like moment to moment, you will just so in a way that is a great lesson about life. In a way that is a great lesson about life. Now there's a parallel between that and Sanskrit, as opposed to English. Like in English, you process the entire word in a way and then you pronounce it. So if it's a long word, you better have understood what the entire word is and then you pronounce the word. Now, what is that? The Mary Poppins music? Supercalifragilistic expialidocious. Supercalifragilistic. Just have to zen it when it comes out. So, but because the syllables and the way they are pronounced are different, you have to know like, at least parts of the word where you can pronounce it. Or Sanskrit, like sometimes you're amazed, like how is Radha doing that long words which is coming so naturally. In Sanskrit, you just have to read one letter at a time. You just have to pronounce that the pronunciation doesn't change based on how long the word is or how short it is. It's completely phonetic. So it will not change based on if it's a 100-letter word or it's a 5-letter word. So you have to just meet it from what is available in the moment. So just like that. So in a way, chanting is also useful like this because if you try to get all the mantras and what is this word and try to pronounce it like that, you don't have to. You see, even in the English transliteration, you can just go syllable by syllable. So, and actually, what I'm saying is that, like, for live translation, if you're deciding that I'm just going to take it moment by moment, then even that can't happen. Even if it is burdened by even that decision, then it can't. So in a way, it is just like that. And very funny things can happen. It's not like everything is going to be perfect because of that. This idea has to be dropped because he was talking about soup one time and I was translating dal. It's like you don't know how it is going to emerge. You're hearing your own words also so alive at that moment. So it's like it's clear to you that that voice coming from there and this voice coming from here are both just being heard. You see? So so in some way it relates to what you were saying. I'm not sure if it's a direct line.
I don't understand like translation. I guess it's just like when it comes about this attempt is like a kind of expression is where like everything else is more.
It's a natural process in Buddhism. One way to come about this because as I was trying to chant along with Anna, how are you doing this? She's so like the reality.
It's not once you listen.
I feel like a few days of this and something gets familiarized. In a way, it is like muscle memory. You can't decide to do it. And yet, like typing. After first those of us who use these keyboards for a long time, it just flows.
Right.
So, what is that world in which flow and practice mean the same? Or both mean nothing or not nothing? The world in a way I'm trying to show you, which is a natural existence. There is struggle only in the contradiction. Struggle only in trying to come up with a conceptually coherent representation of what is. Conceptually coherent. It's made up of concepts and it seems like it is valid. It's applicable. Questioner's audio is not clear.
Sorry.
I have to say that all that I'm saying is captured very nicely. So no even one thing is too much. What do you know when you know nothing? Like more direct pointer is not really come out from this mouth so far. Thank you so much for being in Satsang today. Satguru Shri Muji Baba ki
जय सद्गुरु श्री अनंत जी की जय
Guru Kripa Keval. Nothing to worry or to do, anything at all.